And that was, you guessed it, Changes. By
Are all the songs called Changes up there?
pretty much. There is one called A Change Is Gonna Come.
No, same thing.
That was by Chris Lake featuring Laura V. Okay, we've got Nathan Schomberg on the line. Nathan, are you there?
I am. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Really good, thank you.
And so Nathan is a personal trainer and you've got your own business. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, so you're basically in the business of change.
Yeah, you could look at that from that point of view. Another point would be that I just shout at people.
Sounds like a good job.
Yeah, what I wanted to ask you was, so what is it like getting people to change their lifestyles? I mean, it's
What's
hard
it
enough
like?
for people to do it themselves.
It's challenging for one, but when people do it, when that penny drops, it's pretty awesome. It's very uplifting. I find it very inspiring.
It would be, especially watching the change. Actually seeing them look different and feel better.
Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of people start off with that aesthetic look, like they want to look better and have people comment about it. But I find a lot of it does come down to an emotional point where they're very connected with themselves, and that's where I think that change really happens and really takes effect.
Yeah, that's what's most important. Is there a key ingredient to motivating someone to change, or is everybody different?
Look, everyone is different, absolutely, because everyone's got their own journey that they have been on and will continue to go through. But I think the main thing is just to start. If you want to change, don't wait for the right moment. It's just start.
Yeah.
It's going to be ugly. It's going to be messy. You won't enjoy the first little bit. It'll feel uncomfortable, but you've just got to start. Get that ball rolling, and honestly, things will sort themselves out as you go along.
Well, Dre's been working out.
Yeah, I've only just started working out. I'm going through a bit of change myself. I want to change.
How's that change going for you?
Yeah, it's going really well. I feel so much better and just healthier, more active, and it's going really well.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I just got a quick question for you. People tell me that if you work in a physical job, say you work physically for 8 hours a day, that is not enough, that you still sort of have to exercise as well to lose weight, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, that's definitely it's a good starting point. Like the labourers of the world are definitely going to have a certain level of fitness above an office-bound worker, for example. Yeah. But definitely getting into the gym and taking that time out, not necessarily for exercise and fitness, but for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely taking that time out to then, go lift your weights, go for a run, do whatever it is that you want to do. Like, fitness is such a broad topic.
Yeah, definitely.
You can get another personal trainer on the line and they could talk about something totally different from their perspective. But I find it, just do what you can, and like I said, everything will sort itself out. But in terms of that actual fitness for yourself, you might be a labourer, but it still pays to get into the gym and get some proper training going.
Well, that's good to know.
And we were also talking about fad diets just before, and I actually did notice somebody on Facebook recently talking about a no sugar diet. And I thought, whoa, that's just not good. I mean, you can't stay away from carbs completely, can you?
That's right. And look, the body needs carbs, especially if you are going to be exercising. I describe diets like holidays. Like, we always come back from them.
Yeah, I
agree.
agree.
Have a good time, and it's great, and fun in the sun, blah, 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 but then it's all over, and we're back to reality, and it just doesn't work. So I'm not a fan of diets, and definitely not fad diets. I heard you guys before talking about clean eating.
Yeah.
The internet seems to blow up every now and then with one particular topic, and nutrition seems to be it at the moment. There's a lot of people talking about it and either pushing their agenda, or there's some really smart people out there, and they're hopefully getting that message across. But to me, clean eating's you go get your Windex or your Chucks, and you spray your fruit and vegetables a couple of times and then eat that. That's clean eating to me. Like, it's a bit ridiculous. So
really,
yeah, obviously you're not going to get your chucks, and please don't go out there and get your window spray and wash down your fruit and vegetables with that, because what would come up wouldn't be clean. I can understand where the whole, like, let's use clean eating as an example. I can understand where that came from. Like, it all starts with good intentions, as most things do, but it really has become quite a bastardized. It is a fad diet now.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
And you can really go on a lot of scaling. Like, you can talk about, like, the paleo movement at the moment comes from a simple movement and understanding of, okay, eat real food. That to me, that's the underlying message when we talk paleo. But now it's getting a little extreme. Like, I heard somewhere that they've released paleo water, which has got extra hydrogen in it or something rubbish like that.
You are kidding me.
Like, if you want to drink real paleo water, like, go get something festy out of the creek down the road, and that's paleo water. Yeah. So
Wow.
So look, it's just keeping it simple. That's the biggest message.
Yeah, and not eating McDonald's and...
Well, look, this is going to sound really weird, but have your McDonald's. Eat it every now and then. It's the moderation. Absolutely, it comes in the key there. But look, we can go down that nutrition path. It will get very complicated and very messy very quickly. But if the McDonald's is part of your overall lifestyle, and if you're watching what you're eating and you're really careful with how much you're actually consuming, well, then the occasional McDonald's burger isn't going to destroy you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having that burger and chips, or having a beer on a Friday night, you're not going to wake up the next day and look down and go, oh my God, I've put on 20 kilos.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's those small changes. You do that over and over and over again. Yeah, that's going to accumulate up, and you're really going to suffer those consequences. But it works both ways. You can either cut out that fish and chips and the beer on a Friday night and do that constantly, and you will start to see some change as well.
Yeah, so I mean, it's all about balance. Is pretty much what you're saying, right?
Absolutely. Balance is definitely key. If you're not enjoying the process, you'll eventually end up resenting the process.
Yes, it's so true. And then you rebel.
Yeah. you throw your hands up in the air and you say, it's too hard for me, I can't do it. They must be on some special shake or diet or pill, or they've got the super duper exercise workout program. Like, there's nothing like that. There is no magic pill.
Yeah, it's just being consistent.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's a great tip, actually, because I'm sitting here trying to sort of research all different things, but at the end of the day, it's just all about really just eating real food and
to one thing.
exercising, and that should be it. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Just being a
and
normal
you can
person.
complicate it by doing all of the research, and you'll jump on one website and it will say do one thing, and you'll jump on another website and it will completely contradict each other.
I actually find that very confusing out there.
Absolutely, and that's the biggest thing I find with people that come to me. They're like, I'm just so confused. I don't know where to go. Just start where you're at, really, and do what works for you. Like, if cutting out carbs completely works for you, then do it. If exercising 8 times a day, 7 days a week works for you, do it. Yeah, but start where you're at. For some people, it's just one session a week, or just changing one little thing in their diet.
Yeah.
And then you just add upon that. It's just those little touch points.
Yeah, I think that's why I haven't actually exercised this week, because I sort of want to do everything, all at once. But at least I've still been eating good. I haven't been eating anything bad.
And that's fantastic. That shouldn't be something you should feel guilty about. Absolutely not, because you're still conscious of it and you're aware of that.
Yeah.
A lot of people just flutter through life, and they just flutter through the whole exercise and wellness thing. Oh yeah, it'll happen when it happens. It'll happen when you make it happen.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very true. Thanks for that advice.
Hey, pleasure.
Yeah, the status that I told you about on Facebook recently about the no sugar diet, that actually hit up to 94 comments or something like that. And I read a few of them, and there was so much input. Everybody was talking about all of these different diets and different things, and this poor girl at the end of the day, I think, was really confused.
Yeah.
But,
And it can be really confusing because you don't know that person's path and journey that is then dishing out the advice, and you definitely don't know the full story of the person that asked the question in the first place. So it can be a very slippery slope throwing that type of broad, open-ended question out there in the blogosphere, out on the web, and then just everyone that wants to give their opinion will, and there really is no filter for them to do that. So it can be very confusing, and
Exactly.
that's a shame because at the end of the day, it's not really that confusing. It's,
yeah.
Yeah.
Simple. Thanks for that. Well, we have obviously the show tonight is all about change, and we have a pre-Friday pondering for you. If there was anything in the world that you could change, but it was just one thing, what would you change?
One thing that I wanted to change right now,
Yes.
it'd be my clothes. I've been trading in the morning. I've been trading since this morning, and the clothes are. I'm all PT'd out
You
today.
stink.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, can I have two things?
Yeah, you can have
All
two.
right, a personal thing, a very selfish thing.
Okay.
It'd be my perfectionism.
Perfectionism.
Perfectionism. Yep.
To change that?
To get rid of it, to change it. Yeah.
So you're a major perfectionist.
Yeah, I struggle with things having to be perfect before they
Wow.
get acted upon, and it's a bit of humble pie. I should take my own advice. You just start, and I am getting better at that, but definitely getting rid of that from a more global scale. Look, I think changing society's views on body image and self-worth and
nice.
value.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that needs to change, definitely.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely,
a big one.
because we're almost getting told what is healthy and what isn't healthy, and what you should look like, and what you shouldn't look like, and how often you should train, and what you should eat. And you can see where it goes. It just spirals out of control. We're almost being told how to live our lives.
Yeah.
And from like a health and fitness point of view, with that body image, that self-worth, like, at the end of the day, if you're not happy, do something about it. But it has to be you that does the change, because it's you that is going to have to do the work, and it will also be you that gets to experience the pleasure from that change as well.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what anyone else says, because it's not their life, it's your life.
Oh, beautiful.
Mm.
Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We'll let you go so you can have a shower.
And start with that first change of yours.
I'll just do it. I might even just jump in with the clothes. There we go.
Oh my gosh, I just nearly coughed. And Nathan, you're actually going to be joining us for a segment. A
For
regular
what, sorry?
segment. You will actually be joining us for a regular segment coming up.
Segment. Yes, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah,
It's
that's gonna be
It's going to be lots of
awesome.
fun.
Yeah, that's great.
So we look forward to that. And listeners, you've just heard him. He's a great guy. So, every Thursday night you'll be able to get some fitness tips.
I'll bring in some kettlebells and we can do a workout in the studio.
That'll be good.
Cool.
That'll be awesome.
All
There
right.
won't be that much talk. There'll be a lot of panting and puffing.
Yeah, especially from me. Like hell. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you so much, and have a good night's sleep.
Hey, pleasure, guys.
Bye-bye,
Thanks, Nathan. Good night.
Bye.
Well, there you go, Dre.
Wow, that was awesome.
Good advice.
Yeah, really good
huh?
advice. I mean, as we were saying, there's a lot out there. A lot of fad diets and, fad exercise. But at the end of the day, he's right. It depends on yourself and, what works for you, because you can't really be told what you should be doing, like what diet you should be doing and,
Yeah.
and things like that, yeah.
And also, I think the aircon in here is getting to us, isn't it? We're both like,
I know. I just realised that. I don't usually get all
Me
throaty
neither.
in here.
Okay, so what was I going to say about... Oh, I loved what Nathan said about how he looked at diets like they were going on a holiday. You always come back. It's so
Yeah,
true.
it is so true. I do not know anyone that has ever actually stuck out one of those fad diets.
No, you
They've
can't
always
live on it.
no. It's
I mean,
almost impossible.
It's like you feel like you're on an island, more like it,
Yeah.
because you're so isolated. One thing I hate is if I have to cook for the rest of the family and I can't eat whatever they're
So that's
eating.
almost torture,
Oh,
really.
it's torture. It's just bad. Anyway, so yeah, that was great advice by Nathan. And as I said, Nathan will be actually joining us for a segment every Thursday night.
that's a great idea.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get back into the playlist for a little bit, and then coming up, we'll be talking to Rev Mayers. This next song, guess what it's called, Dre?
Changes.
You guessed it. This is Changes by Banshee.